back. He just got to film his own short film, not to bring attention to his height. Please, y'all, give it up for Mr. It's true, it's a short film. Not saying because the midget did it. Little person, my bad. Political correct shit. Clap it up, everybody. Clap it up, clap it up. Give it up for Mr. Pellizzeri, y'all.
Keep it going for Jay, guys. Give it up for yourself. Coming out on Monday night supporting my comedy. Yeah. Give it up for Sandusky. Oh, come on. All the young boys were doing it. All the boys were doing it. Hey, pedophiles, they don't like me. They get mad at me. And I think it's because I confuse them. They're like, I'm 24. They're like, you're 24? I'm like, yeah. They're like, fuck. That didn't count. What? Free blowjob. They're like, you took advantage of me. I'm like, shut up. I was going out with this girl. She would not go down on me. So I dyed her hair blonde. Oh my god, now she won't stop. You want to understand why do women like to suck on that? Like, have you seen it? And don't get me wrong, I love BJ's, but it's not appetizing. If I was on a dinner menu, I'd be like, no, thanks. But if a chick sees that, she'd be like, that looks delicious. I think I want to put that in my mouth, all over my face. I want you to put your kids all over my face. Or else. I go to funerals, and I see people crying. I walk up to them, try to make them feel better. I'm like, at least it wasn't you. I go to weddings, and people are patting me in the back. They're like, you're next, you're next. So now when I go to funerals and see them, I pat them on the back, and I'm like, you're next, you're next. One time, I got drunk. I was so wasted. I was stupid, I got drunk and then went out to a bar. It was weird. It was like a midget bar. There was midgets everywhere. It was awesome. All the chicks were all over me. For like 2, 3, 4 hours. Oh my god. I was at Chuck E. Cheese. Now, little Susie's gonna have her own little Susie. So bad. Oh my god. Would you consider it rape if a girl walked up to you and said, "Pound it"? Yeah, that joke's not for everyone, but either it's rape. You guys ever notice, like, fat guys with, like, good-looking girls? And I always thought, like, how do these fat guys get these good-looking chicks? I could be wrong, but I think that these good-looking chicks were with good-looking guys. And just like the guys do, girls like the oral, too. And they weren't getting none. You know what they say? Fat guys are always hungry. So, eat up. That's what she said. No, really, that's what she said. Word to the wise fellas, if you're married and you have a wife, and she doesn't shut up and she keeps yelling at you and nagging, you just want her one, you can't. Just one day, just for a day, drive to Arkansas just for a day, and right when you pass the state line, the border line, just start beating the living crap out of her. And she'll call the cops and be like, my husband won't stop hitting me. And the Arkansas cops will be like, well, how many times has she done this? He's done this to you. And she's like, just now. And they're like, well, I'm sorry, man, we can't do nothing. And they'll hang up. Because it is illegal in Arkansas to beat your wife once a month. Once a month. I swear to God, I found it on the internet. Twice. If you do it twice, it's illegal. But once. Just a funny fact I found. I went to a pawn shop the other day and asked the guy behind the counter to see all his watches. I then laid all the watches on the ground. I then proceeded to run all over the watches. The guy's like, hey, what do you think you're doing? I'm like, I'm running on time. He's like, what? I looked at the watches and then looked him straight in the eyes. I'm like, I'm a magician. I stopped time. He was pissed. Okay, it wasn't a pawn shop. It was a store system like Voodoo, Movado, I don't remember. Alright, that's all I got, guys. Thanks for listening.